Okay, this is the website audit for secretsourceadvisory.com, and we used to do website audits with a written report, but we thought what we found is that it's actually much easier and better for people who receive the audits. They can see their website, and we can then talk through what works and what doesn't work. So to get started, this is the website audit for Secret Source Advisory. This is the homepage. So the way we do this is we go onto the website and record what we experience as if we were potential clients. So I've either picked up a business card or seen some literature, or maybe been to one of the workshops, go to the website, or maybe click on a link via Google search. Now, one of the things that strikes me when I land on this website is it doesn't tell me much. I don't know quite what you're offering. Okay, we've got Secret Source Advisory. That's quite intriguing. But then there's a little bit of blurb underneath the picture of Tower Bridge, which I'm not quite sure what the Tower Bridge picture represents. But it just gives us a bit of information. What would be useful in this area is some sort of call to action, which would make people do something. As in, if you think about the primary objective of the website is to get people to want to speak to you, to want to come to you and find out what you actually can offer. So what would be useful in this area would be some sort of reference to a problem that a potential client, a target market, if you like an audience, a member of your target market audience would maybe experiencing, whether it be, I need more sales, I need more conversions, I need to get more customers, whatever it might be. If I scroll down, and there's a key thing here, if so many people just literally land on the website and then back out. The most clicked button on a website browser, as we probably all know, is the back button. Now when I come down here, it gets a bit more interesting. We've got four icons, four graphics, and then we've got the headlines, and analyst relations, international expansion, marketing positioning and business development, and NLP technology. Now here's the thing, it now gives me, here's some call to actions, but they're a little bit tepid. Okay, learn more. It's much more compelling if there's something that triggers a curiosity in me to go down and check something. The next thing to look at is when I do click these buttons, where does it take me? And if I look at this one, when I click on the button, the anchor text, the anchor link takes me too far down, so I actually just get a bit of blurb, a bit of sentence, and a contact us button. Well, I've got no reason to contact you at the moment because I don't really know what it is I'm learning. Now, if we just go back a second, if I click on any one of these, if I click on, say, market positioning, what this does is takes me to it's been better set up, so it takes me to a piece of text which actually, I can see what it is. There's the headline, ties in with the first headline. I can now read this should I wish to. One of the things that's missing here is a graphic, some sort of image, a relevant image obviously. People tend to not be too keen on just reading a chunk of text. There's something else I'd like to show you. If you look at the style of the way that text is laid out compared to the first one we went down to, which we have to scroll up to read it all, is that this text, for some reason, spreads right across the page, so it hasn't been contained within a frame. The problem with this is that it's right across, it's centered, and research shows centered text is much harder to read. If you look back at the style of this one, this is actually is completely squared off. It's justified text, or it's not quite justified text. It is sort of centered, but it sort of looks much easier to read. Again, this would have benefited from having some sort of imagery. If you look at international expansion, this goes to a blue block and a picture. Okay, I can sort of get the connection between international expansion, and then we've got what looks like probably New York. If we then go back to NLP technology, again it misses the target, it takes us down too low, and we then discover that natural language processing, or NLP in this case, doesn't stand for neural linguistic programming, it stands for natural language processing. And it's a picture of some sort of a compass, it looks like on a boat. So again, not quite sure of the connection, and at the moment I've still not worked out that there's a solution available here for something that may well be my problem. Who knows? I may just be missing it. But if I'm missing it as a potential client, then probably a lot of people are not getting your message as powerfully as they deserve to. If we then scroll down to the bottom, we then get this sort of footer area, which is a little bit untidy and a bit spartan. We've got logo there, then we've got the logo again down here, and it's sort of cut off, as you can see. There's an image here, which I'm not quite sure what that relates to, what it's telling me. We've also got the menu again here, which we don't really need because we've got it up here. And then we've got 3 social media icons, which actually on this particular page aren't actually connected to anything. I'll show you what I mean. This is, by the way, what I'm doing. I'm looking at this at the moment in Microsoft Edge browser. If we look at Google Chrome browser, we have an issue because the home page looks like this. It's actually got no top banner, no logo, and it doesn't always do it, by the way. It's sort of a bit erratic. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. At the moment, because I've been on this website a couple of minutes, it tends to be doing it. And I can't, when it's in this position, I haven't even got a menu here, just to start to scroll down, which I would know that, most people won't. If I then go to Contact Us page, this has the same problem. It flashes up as a banner and then disappears. Now I think it's an issue with the Google Chrome browser. If I go back to the Microsoft Edge browser and I go to Contact Us, I think, yeah, this one works. However, it sort of works, but then the way the page is laid out, and it's nothing to do with the header or not header. If we go back to the Google Chrome, we can see that if I scroll down this blank page, I get the contact form. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the Edge. So I land on this, and in the first instance, I'm not quite sure it looks like the page may be broken. But then I scroll down and I get the contact form. Now on the contact page, what we should have is something at the top here as a header. What we should also have is obviously the postal address, legal requirement. We should also have a landline number and a mobile number if we wish, and an email address. And then here on the form, we should have a GDPR compliancy box to tick, which allows me, if I was going to contact you, to tick a box that says I give you consent to hold my data on file. So that needs to be sorted. The button here that says submit isn't probably the most compelling word to use. It needs to be more, it's a bit of a passive, so you need to be more active, sort of get your report here, get your free report, or get your, claim your no obligation chat, whatever it might be, is a little bit more compelling than submit. It makes it sound like I'm going to give up anyway. If we now look at, go back to the Google Chrome, because I'll show you what I mean by go back to home page. And that banner on the home page flashes up for a second and disappears again for some reason. I have no idea why, without looking into the code. If I go down, so here, and if you look at this, right, here we've got these 3, Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn. If I click on this one on the home page, it actually isn't connected. It takes me round in a loop back to the website, in this case back to the contact page. If I go to the home page, oh yeah, so now the home page is which one is the right browser now? The home page now is still not working on the Google Chrome browser. There we go, here we go, that's what I was trying to show you. If I hover over this icon, bottom left, you will see a web address come up. That should be the link to your Facebook page, but it's not. It's actually a link to itself. So when I click on Facebook, the icon, I just go back in this loop and I end up on the home page where I've just been. And in this case, once I've done that on Google Chrome, this comes back up again. So it's now working okay. It's quite a strange thing. There's a glitch there in the code that for some reason it's not playing nicely with Google Chrome, which is unfortunate because Google Chrome is the most popular browser that people use on the internet. It accounts for around about 63 to 65% of visitors, as opposed to very small numbers on Microsoft Edge. So the browser, I mean, you want your website working in all browsers, but the website browser that definitely not have it faulty on is Google Chrome, because that is the most popular one. So let's go back. So I'm now going to go back. I'm going to go back to the Edge again because for some reason it's more stable than Chrome for your website. If I go across to the blog, and there's better words than blog, to be fair. The latest news, latest updates, latest results, anything that's a bit more sort of got a bit more go in it than blog. If we then look at the blog, we can see that we've got 5 blog posts. And then we look at the dates, and we can see that it is September last year, October last year, and then due for November last year. Then nothing. And here we are, coming up to the 3rd week of March. So we need to, if you're gonna do sporadic blog posts, then it's best to actually have them as articles without a date, because anything that dates something on a website is a nightmare, because it's just so very quickly looks awful. While we're here, while I'm going down the bottom here, there's a few things which are legal requirements that are also missing. Privacy policy, cookie policy, and also if you're a limited company, you need to have your business number there. If you're VAT registered, you need to have the VAT number there. There's a few things there which are legally required, legal obligation. While we're just on this last bit, on the blog page, we've got a little bit of, it's a bit untidy, and we've got a bit of inconsistency. We've got 3 blogs with just the titles, and then we've got this 4th blog with the title and what we call the excerpt. And and when you hover over the buttons, they disappear. So I can still click it, but it just looks a bit odd. And when I go to the blog post, you can see again the issue we've got with too much text. Less than 23% of text is read by people who visit the website, and that's why we need to break up the text with good images, good relevant images, and just make it a bit more easy to read. Because when you try and scoop across the whole width of that page, you very quickly lose your way, and most people, before they get halfway down the page, in this case, will probably also lose the will to live. So we just want to make it more compelling. We want to make it more engaging, and we want to make sure that it's working on all the browsers, and we also want to make sure that it's actually giving us the possible solution to whatever our problems might be. And I've checked all these work. The email one doesn't. The email works. You click on it, it opens up an email ready for me to send, but what's missing is your email address. Again, that's quite easy to fix with just looking at the code, just looking at the back end of the website. So I hope that's proved useful. I'm not being, I'm aiming not to be critical here. What I'm aiming to give constructive feedback, what works and what doesn't work. And at the moment, there's quite a few things on there which are working against you rather than for you. Okay, so I hope that's been useful, and I look forward to speaking with you at some time soon. Thank you.